Captain, what are you talking about? It appears to be a blackout. Everything is all black.
We ready for y'all. We ready. We ready. We ready.
Yo, it's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Back live. We're here, week 3. NFL season seemed like it's going so fast, but we're here, week 3. Eagles versus the Saints. I don't know if you guys watched my video in the past where I was talking when I did the breakdown of the Eagles schedule. I did a 3-part video where I was talking about the first, the 2024-2025 season and predictions of the games and the records and how tough I thought the games were going to be. I, from start, said that this was going to be hard 4 games going into the bye week on week 5. I did not predict us losing to the Falcons at all. I did not predict us losing to the Falcons at all. But I did predict that game would be tough. I predicted, like I said, the first 4 games would be like a 1 touchdown or a 3-point type game. It would be tight, hard fought games. Because at the end of the day, these teams are good. Kirk Cousins. We saw him struggle in that first week, and somehow I think that we thought because he struggled in that first week that it would be a little easier for us. And that last drive where I don't understand. I don't even understand why NFL defenses play prevent defense. I really don't understand that. Why do you play prevent defense? Why not go for the gusto? Because prevent defenses prevent you to win the game. Because that's exactly what they did. They marched right down the field, open pass after open pass, and scored a touchdown. And won the game by 1 point. Also, Nick Sirianni. Listen, man. You may have good intentions. You may want to be known as an aggressive coach. You may want to think that you're putting your team in the best position to win possible. You may believe all of that. But when points, especially early on, are on the board for us to take the field goal. Score the early 3 points, because if you look at the outcome of this game, that 3 points could have won the game. Those 3 points that you gave up on 4th and 3 in the first quarter could have been a difference between a win and a loss in week 2. We lost the game by 1 point. We possibly could have won the game by 2 points. We possibly could have won that game by 2 points. We can't sit there and be so aggressive so early to a point we're losing the game. We can't. That's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. We have to understand the position that we're in. As a team, we got to understand the strengths and losses, the weaknesses of our team. Eric, this is a 49er hater. I'm glad you're on so early in the morning. Good morning to you, Uncle Eric. Thanks for being on. But, man, this is the biggest game of the season for y'all, because the Saints go marching in on the season not going to be the same. We'll see what happens. I agree, though, Eric. I agree with you because the Saints, especially when we play them in a dome, always has played us good. Always. And the Saints, but like I tell people, like I've been telling people the last 2 weeks, right? It's always a team that starts off the beginning of the season on fire. The Saints are starting off like that right now. Tampa Bay is even starting off like that. This is our next two games. Saints and Tampa Bay. They both are on fire. People are like they're not expecting them to do what they're doing. But see, what my issue is that we are the better team, but we're not playing like the better team. I'm not sold on what's his name, Kellen Moore. I'm not sold on Vic Fangio. Like I said, we got to be able to beat the teams that we know we can beat. We have to go out and execute our plays. We actually got to go out and execute our plays and do what we need to do to get a victory because we can't put ourselves behind the 8 ball. Like I said, it's a tough schedule. Teams know the type of players we got. They know the roster that we have. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to game plan against that. So when we're not taking advantage of opportunities early, you see how it bites us in the at the end. You can't give up opportunities to score points in the NFL. It just will not work. If you hear, do me a favor, like, share. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the page. If you can share it out to your platform, I really would appreciate it. It helps the show grow. But as long as you're here, just keep liking the show. Real quick, if you're watching, Ant Watson, appreciate you for winning the pick'em last week. You won a $25 gift card. Hopefully you got it. When you get a chance, if you can, take a picture of that with a thank you note and post it and tag us in it. We would greatly appreciate it. But shout out to you, Ant Watson, for winning the pick'em. Like I said, each week pick'em, random giveaways will be given away. I gave away a $25 gift card this week. There's no reward this week, so I hope you still play and put your picks in. But you never know. Like I said, it'll be random, and I'll pick and choose whatever week I want to give something away and give it away. But getting back to the Eagles, I'm just saying, like, when it comes to the Saints, these teams like the Saints, they have nothing to lose. I mean, they went into the season as underdogs. People believe that they weren't that good. And they're just out there doing, playing football, playing natural football. They're I think his name is Kubiak. Clint Kubiak is their offensive coordinator. He's got them out there playing some good football. Alvin Kamara's running the ball like he used to run the ball back in, before he got injured. That offense, the receivers are actually out there, catching the ball. Chris Olave, I forget the other receiver, the other receiver they got, but I'm just saying that they're playing football. Derek Carr's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty good so far. Now, again, like I said, it's always a team that starts out looking pretty good and then they fizzle out throughout the season. I do believe the Saints is going to be that, and I do believe that the Tampa Bay is going to be that. But as of right now, they're going to be doing what they need to do to win the game. As of right now, you know what I mean? They're going to play hard-nosed football. I think the problem is your defense. That's your downfall because you're not going to be able to outscore everyone, especially the teams with good defense. That's my observation. That's 100% true. We can't honestly, we haven't shown the fact that we can really consistently score the ball. Like that first drive of that last game against the Falcons, you did not run the ball. That first drive when we got the ball off the opening kick, you did not run the ball at all. You didn't run the ball at all, not one time. And my thing is, why do you bring Saquon Barkley to the team when you need to run the ball and not run the ball? I just don't. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like you're not consistently showing that you could score the ball. You're not consistently showing anything. Like I don't know what. Again, this goes back to identity. I don't know what the identity right now in the Philadelphia Eagles are. Period, on offense or defense. If there's anybody out there that knows, share it with me because I don't know what the identity of it all of either side of the football is. I have no clue what the identity of the Philadelphia Eagles is right now. And I'm pretty sure that they don't even know what the identity of the Philadelphia Eagles is. Because we are not doing anything that we set out to do. We're not playing any type of way that we should be able to play that we thought we was going to play with the roster that we were built. I mean, I think they targeted Jahan Dotson like 1 or 2 times last week. Again, what are we actually doing? What is our identity? If there's anybody listening and paying attention to the show, tell me what is our identity of the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think nobody knows what our identity is because, like I said, I'm confusing myself. The way we looked at it going into the season, I believe that we were going to be dominant in the run game. We were going to run the ball, and then when the team start to feel like they could stop the run, that would set up our pass. That was the same identity I thought we would have last year. That is what I thought we was going to do last year with DeAndre Swift. But we never really established no identity. Even on defense, we have no identity. We don't have that defense that's flying around, making tackles, making plays, stopping the other team. We don't have that at all. So tell me, anybody out here that's really watching, paying attention to the Eagles football, what is our identity? I have no clue. Like I said, Saquon Barkley last week had 22 attempts. He could have ran for more. Like we seen Joe Mixon have 30-something attempts, 26 attempts, 30 attempts, had 130 yards, a couple touchdowns in week 1 because they established the run. They established the run to set up the pass. That Houston team has an identity. And I get it. It's only week 2 of the NFL season or week 3 of the NFL season. I get it. So you might say, well, aren't you getting a little too carried away with it right now? No, I'm not, because at the end of the day, we should have established our identity in the preseason. We should have understood what our team was and what our team was going to do in the preseason. The fact that it's week 3 and we still have no identity is concerning to me. It's concerning to me. It should be concerning to you as an Eagle fan out there. It should be concerning to you. We can't stop nothing on defense. Like I said, the prevent defense only prevents you to win the game. It prevents you from winning the game. That's what the prevent defense does. We don't have no identity. That's going to hurt us over the next 2 weeks in the course of the season if we don't establish one. If we do not establish an identity on football, it's going to hurt us. I think y'all could be dominant in the run game. Only this is Barkley. This is Barkley and Hurts needs at 100 yards a game. It seems Jalen doesn't know when to take over the games because when he decides to run, he gets yards. You know what? That was a positive last week when I saw him run. When he ran the ball, that was a positive last week. When he finally, put the ball down and ran, it made the offense more fierce because now you got a game plan against Jalen running the ball. This is exactly what I'm saying. That comment right there is exactly what I'm saying. This is what you got to do as a offensive coordinator. You got to establish an offense to where as though nobody knows who to stop who. But you can't get predictable with it neither. It was a lot of the times, too, that Jalen Hurts, they kept running the ball with Jalen Hurts. It's like, okay, yes, you use the run to get yourself out of bad situations, but you still need to run the ball with your running backs. You still need to run it because we don't need him to go out and get hurt neither. So you still got to mix it because at the end of the day, when you do not, as a defense, if you do not know who's going to get the ball, who's going to stop who you got to stop, it makes it harder for you. So you have to mix and match that with Saquon Barkley, with Jalen Hurts, and also with your receivers. You got to get your receivers involved. You got to get your hand downs. You got to start calling plays to get your deep threats the ball. Like I said, they went to Brenton Covey a lot last week, which is, I like the guy, but why did you bring Jahan Dotson here? I like Brenton Covey, but why did you bring Jahan Dotson here? Why is he not being targeted? Why is he not getting more plays developed for him? There's a lot that we got to do on offense to be a better suited offensive team. Because like I said, right now we have no identity. We have no identity at all. Teams are not really respecting what we can do because we haven't shown anything that we can do. We haven't shown nothing of what we can do as an offense, even as a defense. Vic Fangio, you can't do prevent defense to win the game. Prevent defense will lose the game for you. And you see what happened. You see what happened. It lost you the game. I don't understand how you believe that you was going to just do prevent and you didn't protect the sideline. You did not protect the sideline. So your defense did not work in that stretch. They just ran down the field and scored on you. To win the game, like Eagles, we are a better team than this. We got to show that we can really play football. We got to really show that we got to really establish some type of dominance out there on that field, or we're not gonna go far. We're not gonna go far. Again, like I said, even with Nick Sirianni, man, you when the points are on the board for you to take, you got to take them. When the points are on the board for you to take them. Especially early, because that field goal could have been the difference of us winning or losing. That 3 points could have been the difference of winning or losing. We lost the game by 1 point, but if we kicked that field goal, you never know the outcome. We could have been up by 2 and won the game. Now people would say Saquon Barkley got to catch that ball. Yes, I believe Saquon. You catch that ball, first down, it's a wrap. I agree with that. Saquon got to catch that ball, but he should have never been in that position to have to catch that ball. We should have did enough on. We should have kept running the ball, running clock out because they didn't have any timeouts left. You should have kept running the ball. Saquon was he averaged that game 4 yards a carry. I mean, in the first quarter, when they first started running the ball, it was 9 yards a carry. He averaged out to 4 because they stopped running the ball. You got to run the ball. You run the clock out in that team, game over. We 2-0, they 0-2. The game over. Like I say, I'm not blaming Saquon, but he should have catched the ball. He should have caught that ball in that position. But the problem is he should have never been in that position to catch that ball. He should have been running the ball. You have Jalen Hurts out there who's a threat with his legs. You have Saquon Barkley out there. Run it. Run the ball, get the first down, game over. Like I said, it goes back to me for identity. We have none. And until we get an identity, we're going to be, like I said, if we don't get an identity, this is going to be a long football season for your Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Like I believe that if we do not establish any type of identity, any type of respect out there on that field, we are in for a long season to which a lot of us diehard Eagles fans is going to be upset, stressed out, mad, making videos, burning jerseys and all that stuff because we're not playing the way we should play. The way we're capable of playing, we're not playing that way. And if Nick Sirianni don't get it done this year, he's done. He's done. And I think he knows that, and I think he's trying to play the way. What's up, E? Thanks for joining the show, bro. I think he knows that, and I think he realizes that he could be done. He's on a hot seat, and so he's doing things to try to prevent himself from being on the hot seat, which is actually costing us the game. Instead of you making the right calls in the right moments, you're being overly aggressive at times where you don't need to be, and it actually costs us a loss. You went out. You went in the first quarter, 4th and 3, to go for it, and I don't even think the play that you dialed up was not even you dialed up, but Kellen Moore dialed up was the right play call in that moment. So you're doing stuff to try to solidify your job or try to keep your job alive, but it's costing us wins. Settle down in a moment. Play football. We have a dynamic roster. Yes, we have injuries right now. AJ Brown is out. I think GJ is questionable. But on offense, use the weapons you got. Run the ball with Saquon Barkley, please. Somebody tag the Eagles in this video and tell them to run the ball with Saquon Barkley. Tell them to run the ball with Kenneth Gainwell, Will Shipley. Just run the ball to a point where as though you draw them linebackers in and then you go over top with your weapons. Mix it up. Stop overcomplicating the offense. Establish that identity on offense to where as though teams do not know how to defend you. Because on paper, and if you watch anybody who talks or covers the Eagles football, they say like, yo, if you stack the box with to stop the run, they could just go over the top and kill you that way. Or if you try to play zone to stop the pass, they're just gonna run the ball. But guess what? We have done none of that. We've done none of that. I'm not sold on Kellen Moore or even Vic Fangio right now. Not sold on either one of them. They were talking about in the preseason that Vic Fangio was trying to coach a style of defense that made the defense aggressive, knew how to take shots without getting the penalties and this, that, and the third. I don't even see that. Again, if you're teaching your defense to play like that, why would you call prevent defense on that last drive? And then when you seen them start catching the ball wide open, why wouldn't you come out of that and say, you know what? Nope. We're not doing prevent no more. Let's go. Let's line up and get after it. Let's line up and get after it. Why wouldn't you stop it? I think it was that wasn't it Drake London over the middle, wide open. When you saw him catch that ball over the middle wide open, why wouldn't you come out of that prevent defense at that time and say, you know what, we're gonna have to strap up, put our boots on, strap up, and get a stop? Because that is the difference of us getting out here with a win. You kept doing prevent defense that whole drive, and guess what? They torched it. It hurt us. We lost the game. So I'm not sold on neither one of our coordinators right now. Neither one of them. I just don't understand. I don't think they understand the type of players they got on their team. I mean, don't get it wrong. Some of the players that we have need to do better at getting pressure on the quarterback. Bryce Huff is one of them. I don't even think he's been in the backfield all season. The first 3 games, I don't think he's been back there. Everybody's out there saying they wish they miss Hassan Reddick and they want to get a trade for Hassan Reddick. I don't think it's legally possible for you to trade for Hassan Reddick after you traded him away in the same season. I don't think it's possible you could do that as a franchise. But he's sorely missed right now. I think the Eagles believe they had it figured out when they traded him to the Jets and signed Bryce Huff. Thought he was younger, less money. But we see as of right now, up until week 3, how that's working out for us. Bryce Huff is not showing up. He's not been a factor in the games. That is hurting our chances of winning too. What you think about Fangio sitting in the skybox? He's always did that though. That's always how he coached his defense. He's always in the skybox. He's not one of those coaches that's on the sideline, coaching his players. He's never been that. He's always been in the box. I don't really like it either. I think you need to be involved with your players, but that's his style of coaching. Hey, Bobby Barbecue, you got some good food, yo. If anybody on here, he's up in the Dover area, but sometimes he comes down in Philly. He's a good cook. My man Buff, y'all know him. Bobby Barbecue, 3117 Saints. He's a hater of the Eagles though. Give him a shout out. Go follow his page though if y'all can, because like I said, he cooks some amazing food. But he got the Saints beating us 31-17. Buff, that's you just being a hater. You just being a hater because your Lions lost last week. I saw you didn't even comment on what I put up. It was a good Sunday last week when the 49ers lost, Dallas lost, and the Detroit Lions lost last week. And that can actually happen again this week. You know what I mean? Well, I think the Detroit is going to win, but I think Dallas and the 49ers definitely probably will lose this week. No problem, Buff. That's what we do, man. You know, we support each other, man. That's what it's all about. Um, but it was a good week last week when we saw all four of them teams or all four of them teams lose. Anytime we could see them lose, even though we lost, and I was pissed about the way we lost, that pissed me off. I swear I didn't see your post. Yeah, I know, but you can go check it out because it's still up there. You know, and I don't want to. I'm gonna make another post this week if y'all lose. Don't worry about it because I'm gonna make one when the Dallas Cowboys lose this week. When the Dallas Cowboys lose this week, I will be posting again. So it'll be up there still. Anyway, listen, like I said, when you think about the Eagles and Vic Fangio and the way he coaches, what he did that last drive costs us the game. No prevent defense, man. It prevents you to win the game. Eagles has the worst rushing defense. Y'all not beating the Saints. We do have the worst rushing defense. We do. Our defense overall, to me, hasn't been as. The only bright spot I can really say on our defense that we have is Quavion Mitchell. Slay has been doing all right, but Quavion looked good. N'Kobe Dean has looked good too. Zach Bond. I'm still waiting for like Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter to consistently get pressure on that quarterback because they're two big human beings that can easily beat whoever's in front of them any given time they want to. I'm waiting for them to really have that consistency on busting out and getting to the quarterback and making plays. They haven't done it. They've done it in spurts. You see them a couple times last week. Jordan Davis got back there and made good stops on runs, but it hasn't been consistent. Like I said, he's too big of an individual to not consistently be back in the backfield, sacking the quarterback. He's too big. Jordan Davis he's too big and too athletic. I mean, Jalen Carter's too big and too athletic. He should be consistently back there. Davis needs, I should just say, yeah. He needs, like, I don't want to say he's out of shape, but he's not looking the way we thought he would look, especially at this point of his career. As big as he is, that dude should be causing havoc on that defensive line. What we thought when we got him was that when he would get so much pressure that they would have to double team him, which would leave somebody else open. You know what I'm saying? Like it would leave somebody else open to where as though we're getting a sack every time on the quarterback. Somebody was going to get back there because you would have to double team a guy like even Jalen Carter. One of the two should be double teamed every time, leaving somebody else open to get back to the quarterback. Because those two dudes are too big human beings to be able to just guard one-on-one. And right now, a lot of times we're seeing teams guard them one-on-one. We're getting no pressure on the quarterback. None. So Vic Fangio, like I said, you're up in that box. You need to scheme a little bit better on that defense, man, because we're not looking good at all. Not looking good at all on defense. Again, even I say it on offense that we don't have no identity. Even on defense, we don't. There's no way on God's green earth that man should have stayed in prevent defense when Drake London caught that ball over the middle wide open. There's no way on God's green earth he should have stayed in prevent defense. That right there would have told me, you know what? No, we ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing none of that. Let's buckled up. Strap your 10 strap up tight. Put your boots on. Let's go to work. Let's get this win. Let's come out with a victory. But you stayed in prevent defense, which killed us. We lost the game because of it. You know what I mean? So again, this week we got to do better. We got to establish some type of identity on both sides of the ball. We have to have teams go into games fearing what we could do on either side of the ball. We just haven't had that so far. So we got to make sure we do that going into this game. The Saints are a good team. Like I said, if you watched any of my videos when I was predicting who the record for the Eagles, who will win or lose. I said the first 4 games are going to be tough. I said the first 4 games of this season will be tough because at the end of the day, these are teams that really have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And right now, they're riding high. The Saints, look at the Saints. Look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They flying high right now. They have nothing to lose. Everything to gain. It's nothing for the Saints to go on to be at home and beat the Eagles. Hey, listen, that's what they're looking forward to. You know what I mean? So we have to go in there and really like from opening whistle, opening kickoff, whether we get the ball or they get the ball, we have to punch them in the mouth that first drive of the game, whatever it is, offensive, defense. We got to punch them in the mouth and let them know who we are. If we don't, it's going to be a long game, and then again, it's going to be a long season. So I hope if you're an Eagle fan out there and you're listening to this, believe it's going to be a long season if we don't get an identity. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of upset Eagles fans out there if we don't get an identity. Hold on. So this part of the show, again, is the pick'em part of the show. Like I said, I'm doing things differently, a little differently this year than I did last year. If you want to be a part of, what do you say? Oh no, I read that already. My bad, Buck. If you want to be a part of the Pick'em show or Pick'em part of the show, please do me a favor. I have the post on my page, Top Shelf Sports Talk, on Facebook and Instagram. Go through the list, pick your teams, and DM me your teams and your picks, and I will count you for the week. We're still going to shout them out throughout the show, see who y'all believe is going to win or lose. But if you want to be a part of the show or part of the Pick'em, just inbox me your picks, and I'll record them. I'll record them for you. Again, the reward at the end of the season for the person who has the most wins on Pick'em will get a $100 Visa gift card. A $100 Visa gift card for the person with the most wins on the pick at the end of the season. This is the identity game for sure for the E-Girls. We'll come up with a way to lose it. You know what? Based off how we played or been playing, I can't say that you're wrong. But this is an identity game for sure. We need to establish some type of identity. I can't tell you that we are wrong or that you're wrong or right. We need to establish some identity, period, or it's going to be a long season. But your 49ers are going down today. They're going down today. The Rams will beat them because y'all have nobody right now. Debo out, Christian McCaffrey out, George Kittle out. Y'all got a lot of injuries right now. Y'all not going to beat the Rams today. So don't sit there and talk about my Eagles right now. Don't, especially when y'all use a lot of excuses on why y'all lost to us in the NFC Championship game, the biggest game of your career, because Brock Purdy got hurt. I ain't never gonna let that go. I ain't gonna never let that go. Anyway, Thursday night. So like I say, if you're part of Pick'em and you didn't submit your pick before Thursday game, Thursday game will count against you because we already seen the Jets beat the Patriots. Real quick, I know there's probably some Aaron Rodgers fans out there. I think that dude is on some type of I don't know how to describe it, but I don't know if y'all saw that interaction he had with Robert Saleh when Robert Saleh was trying to go hug him after they scored that touchdown, and he kind of like stopped him and pushed him in the chest and said something to him as he walked away from him. That to me was like the most disrespectful thing you can do as a player towards your coach. I was not feeling that at all. I'm like, yo, Aaron Rodgers is on some new type of time. I don't know what he got going on. They report that they don't like each other, or Aaron Rodgers doesn't like Robert Saleh. But what he did was like, yo, that's disrespectful, man. Because somebody was going to catch that. You had to know in your head that one of these cameras is going to catch that interaction, and it's going to be a big deal. He tried to downplay and say, no, he likes to do the chest hit and all that, and he all he said as he walked away was, 2-score lead, which is what Robert Saleh said he preaches all the time in practice. But to me, that didn't look right. I don't know. I just didn't like that exchange. But anyway, getting to the first game of the week 3, 1 o'clock games. New York Giants at Cleveland Browns. New York Giants at the Cleveland Browns. Danny Nichols or Pennies they're gonna be all over that dude this game. All over him this game. Danny Nichols ain't gonna do nothing. Good morning, mother. You picked the Giants. I think you might want to change that one, Mom. Danny Nichols or Pennies or whatever you want to call him is not doing anything in this game. I think Cleveland defense will shut him down. I think he throws 3 interceptions this game. I just do not believe in Danny Nichols or Pennies or whatever you want to call him, because I'm not calling him Danny Dimes no more. He's lost that right to that name. He's not dropping dimes in nowhere. The next game, Chicago Bears at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts lost last week. Let me see. Hold on. They lost last week. I think they did lose last week. Week 2, the Colts. Who did they lose to? They lost to Green Bay. Green Bay actually played a good game last week. They lost to Green Bay last week. They are due. They have to win sooner or later. It won't be sooner. It won't be today. Not against that defense. That defense is one of the top-ranked defenses in the league, so they won't win against that defense. But my mom picks Indianapolis this week. I'm not really sure how I can assess Caleb Martin, or what is his name, Caleb Williams. Play so far. That team is a stacked team. They have a running back, which is our former running back, DeAndre Swift. They have receivers. I think that quarterback is young. He's not the spotlight might be a little too much for him right now, and plus the pressure on him to win could cause him not to perform the way he needs to perform. I think he's good enough to start, but I don't think he's good enough to start in this type of situation. There's just too much pressure on him. I would go Colts in that game too. My mom goes Colts. I think Indianapolis get it done. Anthony Richardson has a bounce back game or performance than he did last week against the Packers. So I think he finds a way to get it done at home against Chicago. The next game, Houston Texans at the Minnesota Vikings. That's a good game. That's going to be a good game. But again, I think the way Houston and that culture that they have out there in Houston, that DeMeco Ryans in his second year has created a identity for that team. I believe that Houston is. I thought they were going to take somewhat of like a sophomore slump, and it's still early. They still can, but I think that team has an identity and they know what they want to do when they're out on that field. It's hard to bet against Houston. I'm going Houston in that game. My mom goes Minnesota. I don't know if Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson have enough to be able to beat that Houston team. I believe Houston is just a better coach team than Minnesota. Not better coach. I'm just saying better play. I have better players than Minnesota. Of course, Minnesota has the best receiver in the game. Yeah, they have the best receiver in the game. That's 100% true. But like I say, I think Houston is the identity they have out there in that field is phenomenal. Like they're playing their style of football. They're running the ball. They're passing the ball. They're playing defense. They're making tackles. I think that team is if they continue to play the way they're playing, could be on to something major in this 2024-2025 season. All right, the next game is our Philadelphia Eagles at the New Orleans Saints again. If you watched my shows, before the season started, when I predicted the Eagles record, I said that these These first 4 games going into the bye will be tough because these teams they have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. It is, and we see right now the Saints are 2-0. They're running the ball, they're passing the ball. To they're doing things that our defense struggle against right now, and we need to be able to establish some type of identity. I'm not going to stop saying that until we do. And like my mom said, they make me nervous, but we're going with the Eagles. I'm going with the Eagles too, even though it's like what I saw the first 2 weeks is like it doesn't make me feel confident saying that I'm going with the Eagles, but I'm going with the Eagles, and I'm hoping that the Eagles pull out this victory. Um, Again, we have to be dominant on defense, and we have to be dominant on offense. We got to put up points. We got to mix and match. We got to keep their defense on their heels. They have a pretty good defense. They have a pretty good defense. We have to beat them where we can beat them at. We have to make them commit to stopping one aspect of our offense to expose them in the other aspect of our offense. So we have to be able to mix and match our on offense. You can't just commit to one thing on offense and think that it's going like last year we saw that a lot where Nick Sirianni would just stack up and say, I'm gonna beat your guys. There was no scheme, no plan, no nothing. I'm just lining up to beat your guys. And you saw where that got us. You can't call plays like that. Again, if we in the first quarter, first half even, and it's a 4th and 3, and we at our 30 or 20-yard line, kick the field goal, get the points. Take the points. Now I can see the aggressive play call in the 3rd and 4th quarter, but in the first quarter, first quarter, second quarter, first half of the game, take the points. Very simple. Take the points. We're going to need them. The next game, LA Chargers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Shout out to my boy Jazzo, who was, Mom. That's the guy I was telling you, Mom, that was out there in Arizona. He's back on the East Coast. Came back to Pittsburgh. He texted me the other day, told me he was back. But that's his team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm pretty sure he's going with the Steelers. The Steelers look pretty good this year. I even saw online a couple days ago that they were talking about that somebody suggested that they trade Russell Wilson because Justin Fields is looking like he's going to be the starter for the rest of the season. My mom says Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, like I said, Pittsburgh has been looking good. I always thought their defense was going to be good. They picked up Patrick Queen from Baltimore, so I always thought their defense was going to be good. It was a question whether their offense was going to be able to sustain and put some points on the board. And they haven't consistently done it. They've done enough just to win. I think their first 2 games, a lot of their win came from the defense. The wins came from the defense being able to stop the ball, make interceptions at key points of the game. So I think Pittsburgh is going to figure out their offense as the year goes on. I think Justin Fields is probably the right pick at quarterback for them. Even though I like Russell Wilson, but if you can package Russell Wilson in a trade to, like, say, Miami and get something back, like pick-wise, I would probably do it. I would do it. I would go with Justin Fields for the rest of the season. See where that goes. Because I think he's playing pretty good football. Next game, Denver at Tampa Bay. Again, this is our week 4 opponent, Tampa Bay. We need them to somehow get tripped up and lose a game. I don't see it this week against Denver. Denver, to me, is not a good team. I think Sean Payton is one of them coaches who is kind of stuck in his ways. I mean, we've seen how he alienated Russell Wilson last year. It doesn't look so good right now for Bo Nix. I mean, Bo Nix is a rookie. He's still trying to figure it out. But I think the game plan that Sean Payton wants to run is not a good game plan for the NFL and the way the NFL is being played right now. So I think a lot of what he does will catch up to him in the future, and and just pretty much because I think he still lives off his Drew Brees days as the Saints head coach, and that's just not the NFL no more. I was talking to one of my guys at work, and we saw what Andy Reid has done. Excuse me, in Kansas City, And we saw how he has allowed Patrick Mahomes to do just pretty much anything that he wants to do because he understands that it's a new way to play football or it's a different way to play football. And he's allowing Patrick Mahomes to be Patrick Mahomes. He's not trying to make him play within any type of structure. He's playing like don't get it wrong, Andy Reid is calling the plays, but he's letting Patrick Mahomes improvise as needed. And that's what you have to do as a head coach when it comes to these players nowadays because it's a different ball game. It's a different way to play football right now. So I don't think Sean Payton is what we used to seeing when he was with the Saints. He's just to me not that anymore. Next game is Green Bay at Tennessee. Green Bay at Tennessee. Malik Willis came in last week, got the W for Green Bay against Minnesota, I believe. I think Matt LaFleur is going to coach up Malik Willis and have him playing hard again. I think he's going to have him, doing what he needs to do to win that game. So I believe that Green Bay will come out with the victory. Green Bay will come out with the victory because I believe, like I said, Matt LaFleur will have Malik Willis playing, and they were talking about Jordan Love possibly being back for the next game, I think. So he only has to win one more game, and that team will still be where they wanted to be. So I believe, like I said, Malik Willis, because we saw how he played in Tennessee when he was a Tennessee Titan. He wasn't that good, only because I believe that they didn't protect him the way he needed to be protected. So we'll see him with a little bit of a chip on the shoulder going back to Tennessee to play a team that gave up on him after drafting him in the first round. So I think he's wanting to go out and play the best game of his career because it's against a former team. So you know how those games go. When you go back to a team that you got traded from or let go, you just want to go out and show them why, that they made the wrong decision by letting you go. And right now, looking at Will Levis, I thought last year we saw some glimpse when he came in of him having a strong arm. We saw him, throwing the ball downfield. He was slinging the ball all over the place last year. This year, he looks a shell of what he looked like last year. 2 weeks in a row, we saw him do like a shovel pass because he was getting sacked, and it wound up in an interception. One of them, I think, was a pick six. So Will Levis, I'm not really sold on him going forward right now. So I got Green Bay in that game, Mom. I'm telling you, you might want to listen to me, Mom, because I can help you win some money at the end of the year, even though we're going to split it. Next game is Carolina at the Las Vegas Raiders. Carolina Panthers at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders, she said, whatever. I'm telling you, you better listen to me. I'm trying to do this and try to get you some money, but you're not wanting to listen. So, all right. But Carolina has benched Bryce Young. I'm not sure who their quarterback is. Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. Their quarterback is Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. I don't see him being much better than Bryce Young. I think they have protection issues in Carolina. I think they can't protect their quarterback, and it's the reason why Bryce Young looked as terrible as he did. I mean, don't get it wrong. He throws a lot of bad throws or bad balls. Pause. But the offensive line doesn't protect. So I think that's going to hurt him, or that's going to hurt the Red Rifle going forward too. Carolina, to me, overall, is just not in a good position to win. They gave up too much to try to get Bryce Young, and I think that's going to hurt them and put them behind the 8 ball for years to come because you're not going to be able to attract free agents to come there to play with Bryce Young, looking the way he looked. You don't have an offensive line to be able to sustain some type of protection for him so he could so he can make throws and make passes. So it's going to be hard for you to attract people to want to come and play for that team. So again, that team very well could go 0-16. But we always see when you have a quarterback come in off the bench, it always sometimes gives like a spark. So you never know what the red rifle going to do when he gets in there. But I just don't think that team is good enough to win. I got the Raiders in that game too. My mom goes Raiders. I believe the Raiders will win that game. Miami at Seattle Seahawks. Miami at the Seattle Seahawks. You're playing at Seattle. 12th man is going to be live. He's going to be they're going to be ready. I believe in that game that the Miami Dolphins losing Tua to concussion, and I know they put him on IR, so he's at least out for 4 games. They were trying to, I heard talk of him trying to say that he should sit out the rest of the season because this is like his 4th or 5th concussion in the last 3 years. That's rough. That's rough. And I know the Miami Dolphins are like upset because they paid him. They paid that man, and he, the second game of the season got, he's in a concussion. He's out for 4 games. And I know that got to sting. But they come in with Skylar Thompson. I know they picked up what's the guy Travis Huntley from the Ravens practice squad. So they'll probably be working him in. He's a pretty good quarterback, and I think if they get him in, not this week but next week, he could, with them receivers and that running game, he could do some damage. I think the Miami Dolphins defense is not as good as it once was, but they had, it's still week 2 or week 3. They still got time to get together. They just need to be able to consistently have a offense, like a good quarterback on offense. So I think if they get Lamar Huntley, I think his name is Lamar Huntley, in the game next week, they could possibly still be a good team. Because like I said, Lamar Huntley, he can run the ball, and he's got a pretty good arm. So I don't think they win this week against Seattle. I think Seattle finds a way to win that game because, like I said, it's you're playing with Skylar Thompson, who playing against a good defense like Seattle will struggle. And I believe he will turn the ball over a lot against them. So I believe Miami goes down this week. Next game, Detroit Lions at the Arizona Cardinals. Detroit Lions at the Arizona Cardinals. We saw last week that rookie, that man, that his father was the real deal in Indianapolis. We saw last week Marvin Harrison Jr. go off. I think he ended up with 3 touchdowns. I know he had 2 for sure, but he went off that game last week. After not being targeted or being targeted once or twice the week before, the first week, we saw them redeem themselves with getting him the ball downfield. We saw them target him a lot. Yeah, like I think over 100 yards and two touchdowns. At least 2 touchdowns. Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably going to be better than his father. I think as long as Kyler Murray can stay healthy, as long as they can, mix and match their run against their pass, that team is probably going to be sneaky good. My mom picks AZ. Tell your friend, or your friend is going to be sorry he moved back to Pittsburgh. Yeah, I guess for whatever reason he did not like it in Arizona, and I guess he wanted to be back in Pittsburgh. He said that one of the times I talked to him, he wanted to experience the winter weather again. So that's when he wanted to be back in Pittsburgh. You can't knock him. It is what it is. But he's a Pittsburgh fan, and he's rooting for his Pittsburgh Steelers to win. So shout out to him. But Arizona could be sneaky good this year. You know what? I think I'm gonna go on a limb and go against Detroit again this week and say that Arizona's gonna win. I believe Arizona has enough to be able to win that game. They just got to keep fighting. Kyler Murray just got to keep, airing the ball out. They just got to keep calling plays to get Marvin Harrison in the game. They got to run the ball. They got to do this. The NFL is basic, man. You establish a dominance in one area of the game and make a team try to stop that, and then you set them up with the other, with your other, threats. you throw the ball. So that's what they got to do. I think Arizona going to be sneaky good. They're going to be sneaky good. Next game, Baltimore Ravens at the Dallas Cowboys. They're playing in Jerry's World, 425 game. Probably going to be the game of the day. The way Baltimore and Baltimore has looked this year so far, the first two games, not good. They haven't looked good. But you have Derrick Henry. You have to consistently, again, run the ball. It's real simple. Run the ball. You got Derrick Henry, line up, run the ball. And once they feel as though they're going to try to focus on stopping Derrick Henry, open it up with the pass. I don't get why it's so hard for these NFL teams to say, I'm going to run the ball until you stop it. When you decide that you want to stop it, then I'll pass. It's that easy. John Harbaugh is making it so hard. You got Derrick Henry for a reason. Run the ball consistently with Derrick Henry. He's a beast. And think about it. If you consistently establish a run with Derrick Henry, the play action, the RPO, all that stuff is unstoppable now. It's the same thing with Saquon Barkley. It's unstoppable now. I believe that Derrick Henry will run the ball. I believe that Baltimore will run the ball with Derrick Henry consistently, and they will win the game. I think Dallas goes down. There will be 1-2. Jerry's World will be, up in arms because they could have had Derrick Henry. They never even called him, and he was waiting for their call. He said that I was waiting for them to call me. I live in Texas. I'm glad as an Eagle fan. I'm glad because I don't want to see him twice a year, or is it twice a year? I don't want to see him twice a year. I'm cool. So I'm glad they didn't call him. Thanks, Jerry. Shout out to you. Um, Next game, San Francisco at the Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams. San Francisco is banged up right now. Like I said to y'all guys earlier, George Kittle has now been ruled out of the game. So they're out without Debo Samuels, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey. That is 90% of their offense. Brandon Ayuk and Jennings ain't going to be able to get it done. They don't have enough to be able to get it done. Now, the running back, I picked him up in my fantasy league. I forget his name, but their running back has been outstanding the first two games of the year. But I don't think it's going to be enough to beat the Rams. I got the Rams coming away with that victory because, like I said, the 49ers are completely banged up. They're completely banged up. So I'm going Rams in that game. Next game, the 8:20 game, last game of the Sunday week 3 schedule. Kansas City at the Atlanta Falcons, the team we just lost to. Kansas City at the Atlanta Falcons. Now, we saw Kansas City last week. Patrick Mahomes threw a couple interceptions, didn't look as comfortable as he normally looks in the pocket. He didn't play as well as he normally plays against you know what, Cincinnati and them, they have a good rivalry. They go back and forth. So I ain't even gonna say that. But they came out of Cincinnati with a win, and it was a 1-point victory, I believe, but they got the win. I think Kansas City to me is a way better ball club than Atlanta. Obviously, they got the better quarterback. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think Atlanta's defense is pretty good. I think they're able to make stops and maybe be able to put some pressure on Patrick Mahomes. But I think Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City Chiefs team is just too talented to lose to Atlanta right now. So I got the Chiefs beating Atlanta in Atlanta. So I got the Chiefs winning that game. My mom agrees with me. She got the Chiefs winning too. Monday night football is a doubleheader. A doubleheader of football on Monday night. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are 2-0. I think the Jaguars are 0-2. I think this week that Jacksonville gets in the scoreboard with a win. My mom picks Buffalo. I'm telling you, Mom, it might be Jaguars week this week. So I'm going Jaguars in that game. Trevor Lawrence has looked pretty good um, so far. I think what happens is they just don't find ways to win at the end. Sorry for that loud car going past, but I just think that Jacksonville doesn't. They just collapse in the end, and you can't do that. And especially, like I said, Buffalo's playing good football. Josh Allen. We thought Josh Allen with the loss of Stephon Diggs wasn't going to be as good, but he's playing. He's playing pretty good. He's spreading the ball around. He's still looking like Josh Allen. But I think they stumble against Jacksonville, and I think Jacksonville comes out with the win. The last game of the Monday Night Football doubleheader, I'm sorry, not Washington Redskins. Sorry, Washington Commanders at Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going Bengals on that game. I think the Bengals lost, being as though they lost last week in the fashion they did against the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe the Bengals will figure out a way to get this win, get a win in the win books. Because again, Jaden Daniels and the Commanders are a young team. Their defense is okay, but they haven't been shown to be able to stop anything. So I don't see them coming out with the victory. So I'm going in that game, the Cincinnati Bengals. That right there concludes the week 3 pick'ems. Again, if you're being a part of the pick'em section segment of the show, please inbox me all your picks starting from Sunday at 1 o'clock if you didn't already do it before the Thursday night game. Again, the prize for the player with the most wins is a $100 Visa gift card. I'm hoping to get some T-shirts, so I'm gonna say a Top Shelf T-shirt. And like I said, weekly there'll be random giveaways for the winner of that week. So again, if you're here, do me a favor, share this page, share the live. Every time you're on a live, share it out as much as you can. Send it to your family, friends, and whoever else loves sports and love football. Have them be a part of the show. If you can like it every time you're on the show, like as much as you can. That helps me grow. That helps the algorithms change in the way that people see the show. I would appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who support me and who's been there since I've started. It's been nothing but fun. I'm going to keep pushing, keep trying to get better, keep finding ways to get better to make you guys want to be here on your Sunday mornings and watching me before you watch the Birds or whatever team you like. Again, I'll be live again next Sunday at 11 a.m. Please be on the lookout for me being live. Turn your post notifications on so that when I go live, you get notified and that you could be a part of the show. Go on TikTok, like TikTok, my content on TikTok. Go on YouTube, subscribe to the page. Go on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to or follow the pages. I really would appreciate it. That is my show for the week. That is my time for the week. It's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk.